so rebe pebi abwagana nagana beyo eyo efeminoro
na mene wo kase so obi kase covid nti e na amagana atete apansam na nipa kro no onimu nia oka na covid yi mu IMF yi ankrofo yi e kase o mu nkohwe me wi amase aba IMF ma yesika se na wo kai IMF omo ma yesika se
almost 1 billion number
omo ma ye $1 billion World Bank ma yesika se $430 million inti omai pa onya covid so mfaso e ye Ghana man covid and say Ghana man na covid e ma Ghana nya mfaso pa wo hwe oil processor na adodan kwa kufu adoanya over 20 billion wo hwe bonds are raising over 700 billion new Ghana cedis wo hwe GRA wanya mfaso exceeding ne target ama wetimi anya 5.3 billion in 2020 a been seen in 10 years na wo hwe mfaso dia IMF no omo ka so omo nkọ hoyi edi amaye ni World Bank di amaye ya wontimi nkase Ghana covid atete oman no nana oman no say asay no eye mismanagement enumudwa ena omudi bu oman no ena omudi oman na ba enumgu asie mu na Russia and Ukraine talk started abe enya February busome aba
tenne ye kase yente so na yentua eto bia wo fango so mfa ma aban a ne nsusu aso ne say sa budget set no ehin na be fraba just yakobo siabo anase ne NDC for proposal say yenko IMF which yen as yen aye wa aban mu ene MPP for yen agree nti ye support finance minister statement or say yenko IMF for ne yenko ochina chika ho me position no as a matter of conviction me wogidie mapa wo mu ne say Ghana ye solution bi ani ho e IMF because na no be can say Ghana kwa IMF best 28 times nana yenko IMF Andrew Heaven enko gina ye mienka say yentoto ye bibia sie ye da IMF no be kwa akọwie na wo say ba be start afiri 1
obi eni ho decide na etua tax obi amfase de etua tax onam chen and so wo dey ba ewo senia wo be hihye no afa ana nsampa obeka fa ho ene be ma nipa ni beje na afedi ye mpani for no mo yi ama na bruso ebe as say 11 number ekuyafo nya fertilizer as 11 number aban we kesi ntua wonka as 11 number ye nya kwan as 11 number ye nya gota 11 number ye nko school 11 number apomudin subeti ebe now kaza na gumu nchisa when be jiwaji just say 11 after the answer to every problem with power 11 unaya wo ya 11 uyafrumu kaiwa 11 aden
Madam Catherine
aden etika ebe ya kamuntumobo Muntumubu na sansa na mokano enkoya su
man prat
yeah realistic explanation na utipa wa 11 uyamuka wa 11 oh after 11 akodani akobam
says 11 wa general physician
na bi akobam utiya wo ya akobam
uzaya wo ya
akobam ande ebe
man prat yanko
Rebe pebi abwagana nagana beyo eyo efeminoro so rebe pebi abwagana nagana beyo eyo efeminoro
now embassy B ebeche ye car
embassy bay embassy bay
Brazil embassy to Ghana.
Brazil embassy to
Ghana. Brazil embassy to Ghana.
Ambassador to Ghana.
Brazil embassy to Ghana. France embassy to Ghana. French ambassador. French ambassador. Report to Hono. Me grandma send the message. I catch them say, and that's an tie.
Your ambassador to. But you need embassy to.
Ambassador to Ghana. France embassy. France ambassador to Ghana. Nana ya kete pa wo ya me ngonga no pe enwumre wona de nkofo ne kogu ho enti wo tie wobetumi akọ eyi sarcastic ho sena na wo tie ni eyi piece fo nkofo wo ta kokodro no omo se ahoya soja ni bi aka kire me o se ahoya ne kire se ye be kontokwa ye be boma soja ni bi frɛ me o se ahoya no o mo ko padwuma no ahoya ne ye ka no ho o ko padwuma ka ahoya ye be boma Umse fre soja ni bia busa no ahoya sa ahoya no soja ni bi se ase akirese ye bebo ma ye betwutu ye betwe sika be protect ye man enti nkofo e training nkofo akopadwuma no sa asam ye ka no ho na o mampani mua wotumi asesa mrantie we no edo makwa akogu castle e training wo mu ne ye be ka wo tu ni mu ho hwe na wona na ya kase wo de pan ye kura akoto castle kura ye be hu achew
Bring me baby, Pabwa Ghana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if you mean waro. So bring me baby, Pabwa Ghana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if you mean waro.
The platform, a pramen and your party Pompeiso. The platform. The Cardinal Nana Kesseh, Son Sonchi, Ason Senchie, and in Senchia, a call Batako Bramai and Sinukoso, Atwa Petiaman Timfi, a Sansa Crocotiaco, the platform Suni, as is in Conda Sisia Jack Amatran Conda Trenufua, Brana Naya Kesseh, the Cardinal Tiajamu, our peace, 104.3 FM. So the platform, Odoso Pio, Adia Doso and Sempudium, Amadosam, Abrabomunsam, Asitramunsam, and Yamansa who was on some. And it's a wood will be idea. And in this year, Nana Kesseh, the Cardinal, one in a poundful. Our the platform to be so. Will peace 104.3 FM. A Jordan will credit number biada a free no or chokopim nondu. The platform our peace FM and somewhere is here the Abba, the Acro, and the Yatian, the Yahu, Ninjani and Udina Apreto, and the Nasombina Yansia, Nabanuswa, Emia, the platform, China Wajunibi, Ghana, Yamai Ghana.
Batana, Yamiesha no da, Wamanu near my penny nala, now I'm a no. Eyasa se Batana, enter oku, Egia hoku any, Navy baby as Yasubia. Intia Semino said, Yes, I'm gonna ye. Anya Sapa, Dachi Chirima, about the way for India, so baby, Mabwa Ghana. Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if you mean waro. So baby, Pabwa Ghana, Nagana Bayo, Ayo, if you mean waro.
I was for a Mamuina, Joe Sabri, Nongotria, Ponsi, maybe a son and 9. Tini Mupan say, because I can smell you no Ensia.
akasi medu nunsia na abo nonkron peace 104.3 FM suni ebra so say ye de dwumadi FM the platform ebra wo FM na Kesseh Isaac Odro Patricia Sefa Fisher Prince Bafua Samoa Elizabeth Jean Samuel Apia ena wampobium mehema chiwa kawan konongu jakchan makamba bo konongu jakchan din omna hyehyɛ ena medi ho chiame ena nwumrei mamu nyina adwo emamo ehyiehia ena yɛhyia yi yɛbɛdi nkɔmɔ afa asetenam ayɛden a ɛdeɛ na de bae ɛyɛden na asetenam ayɛden bia no obetumi aka kyerɛ yɛn sɛ Ghana ewi enema mu nyɛ den nema mu nyɛ den kra ɛhyɛ afiase no na petrol ana fuel okwa akɔtɔ petrol na liter baako yɛ sɛn ɛna yɛ kasa ɛyɛ sɛn enti sɛ yɛhyɛ afiase nam de yɛ me budget sɛ wo de advance afi no nkɔ na wie no akɔsoro kra no fuel no 1 liter menton 5 cedis nam de ayɛ me budget ɛna na ɛgya market kakra menya no metimi atiti bi de afrim nam de bi akotua nkola no school fees na me de bi so asia sesia no fuel na dru ɛkɔ 10 cedis kra o a liter ɛna is about 96 tie say no sa extra 5 cedis na ho no ebewura me savings no na se bewura school fees no mo hwa na ebewura me di sikam ba kon hefa ye ba be di ho nkomo na nwumre yi Dr. Alex Ampabin ewo ha sei on the Miamian Oxfam the tax ho asem wa na omoka Miamian no me no ewo ha sei Honorable Ben Aye former MP Upper Denchira West as he say or say MPP4 see ahenefo finfin mantem mo kwa mo hwe bebia Ben Aye da no because on waye bi da na munim no so dada o ye chairman mo hwehwe na mo behu no onye chairman ono ka se de me pe na meye so Ben Aye no onye sa nipa ne bi se ba ku ne bi a chairman o ye bibia obi a hu no mo wa no abaza ahafo asen central for chana mbo isi da bi Ben Aye onye sa on de chairman ne mu da ho o ka no kren so ni sikasem so ye ni sikasem ye Ben Aye nye chairman na ye beto aba no a wo diska koma no a na wa tena so se hwe mai no ono aye de onye sa Ben Aye wo ye sa e ba be bo achi u unim sia de wo de minim sa onya de abeye sa na wo ye sa so ne yete de a ene e ba be bo achi but me nwie ni mu ase e me ni dance em ferry cause ye nim sa won te sa nwumre ona bo Ben Aye watena se ye hwe nim se Chief Baini Deputy National Organizer of the NDC ever became home ama yede the platform dwumadi a hyehyɛ so ma mpenifo atanse na fi de ho no mentim free o ana Ben Aye
nana
majo
yenua
apom
nyame adbu na so
kakra eguso na kape ko sen
o nyame adum ekọ very well
de nyame ase de nyame ase
sisi ase da ho termite stage ni ntino operation termite ti shase oboko na ye maneuver amafo be hu se ye pie no na je ye wie bibia
o wie bibia ho
sanete
mate nyame ho doc opom ti sen
me ho den pa Canada Roma
na Oxfam ti sen
oh Oxfam so ye boko asumdio
bibia ye fan ho
nyame no adaroma odin kwa ache yi de we se complain bi ani
de nyame penso no ye nti bibia be fine why
matia
bibia be fine me da ma se anwumre semonya e ho adaje na ye to zafre mo a enye bone se asetena mu nsem ene senia ewiase aye momra ni hu nkomodo oda sikasem yi wote ase yie pa ye ho akire yen ewiase aye den dollar akosoro bibia ekosoro fuel ekosoro enema ekosoro edie na dia beduru ha ana die na yenye ana se babia yewom sese wote ase esen
yo nana de kan no medawase na konya ode ama me na nwumre baby o mine no ejina sisi ade e nyina yenim se nneɛma mu ɛdene na deɛ de ebepie ha deɛ obroni bɛka sɛ ɛyɛ a number of factors ɛna ɛde ebepie ha deɛ di mu akɔtene paa deɛ ɛyɛ the coronavirus fi sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛdi adanse a ansa na yare wei ɛɛba no na Ghana was one of the fastest growing economies in the world. Meka se nanka yesikasem CD depreciation na anti your foreign reserves kran so no na ahoden wom. Ena CCA petrol ne adapra enema energy prices ay kosoro no na enema ye normal me putin sa. Na etoda him say oba na wodi nkomo bi say ya isi Ghana duru baabi a sebe okogina baabi na o ka asem a amanfo nye interested wasem na o kan o sha ase ne abisa akoa na o party ban na ayesa emane very very difficult say no credit how betimi aka because esem kwanye data no sabinu ena komfo ne sese kromo a no so timu bi enti ye no ye beka na se de tie as a civil society group pre-pandemic Ghana condition is very good. Yeah, Mecca say within Africa we could possibly be the first or the number 2 in terms of our average economic growth over the period. Now make 2 example come chika krano I say 2020 budget you make assumption be say you benya $66 per barrel away fuel e cotton e dubre bi a etibaya babesi almost $24 a barrel. So at that time no we projected say bi abekọ konya maybe $1 billion and $2 billion from your oil revenue. You're not going to get it. So coming from 2020 no cocoa price and so far the decreases are these are some of our 2 major exporting items. When you have this challenge to deal with already no you have a backlog. Yeah, deficit no increase here in 2020. LED into 2021 you made about 2022 no. Now the question is what could we have done? Yes, sometimes you cut your coat also according to your size. Realize and say your revenue was not coming and as it's care budget and yenyano. The smartest thing I will say here as a country no is to revisit your budget. Near say a which expenditure items ena yebetimi aye bibia fa ho. Enema ben na ebia ye try say ye ho to ide anke betimi aye. Nanso no situation be a COVID de baye no. Ena one aspect may address before so me can even the expenditure cut no. Ejina increase in government expenditure because of the COVID. Eduru brebi electricity and water bill was taken care by government. Government has to pay for it. PPEs and other COVID related expenditure and also beda banso. Batama banye 2020 budget no, some of those items were not captured. So they were unexpected. Automatically a bit increasing the cost. But now, what who say revenue emma or cost air cost no? Then what do you have to do? So strategically no, and you may be no more. Never be here see a so. I'm saying ne report we are making and confirming and you confirmed it. From what I'm hearing, no, you see a government making some cuts be including reduction in some salaries of some appointees. So some of those measures will come in. I think that would be positive because sometimes so per se young citizens you know you be embrace part of the hardship and you be embrace some challenges be e dia boa say be free or how no more I think Ghanaians would like to see leadership. So what was Rohono? Ediana ye. And to say no cresse, yeah. Upon teas no going forward, you know, said in a report and I can say meet your coin. A could see about the cutting costs. Now cost na ye cutting no and conquer yes, ye cutting a beer expenditure in education and healthcare, because these are critical areas. I wouldn't expect government to extend the cutting there. Nemum ye cutting there some of the cost, like it be allowances, other add-on expenditure be a government can do. To me, I think that would be a very responsible approach government has to take. The moment a government Ghana for be say I buy no any penny for two and a mobi, I do not mind honor. I believe say next time Obani say and have a conversation be I think it's in the right direction. But having said that, no, na issue where I cause so and I hardship a woman, no, Ghana is not alone. Until sometimes say yeah. Among me and when say a Ghana kwana situation a woman you womb. Maybe ban me share near my baby and Sambi. A year debt to GDP, a year bossing a boy, inflation and an interest rate. Currently, Oko or might be to say UK. Osha or more inflation rate as we speak. They are very, very high. I think for almost 30 years, they've been seen that they are now on 5.5, and they are predicting that by end of the year, about 8%. We call the Eurozone, they are also having almost 30-year higher inflation rate. US, as I'm talking to you, since 1982, their rate is now February around 7.9. This is not to say everybody deals. I don't just say Ghana is gloomy and Ghana is doing well. But the point I'm trying to make is say, am I young say young kwan we are seeing no you what that situation na or mind the woman. Now me check fuel prices and I think say a TFO will be interested to know. Say amount for sena amount for a tier on fuel prices. UK as I'm talking to you and is £1 and 61 pesos, 61p. Which translates into 14 Ghana 50 pesos, and now just under 15 Ghana. Germany is $2.19 or €2. Again, it's about 15 Ghana. South Africa, because I'm person buffy, it's around $1.413, which is about 10 Ghana 22 pesos. So in a way, no, a global issue. Yen timing kase Ghana nkwani ewo. Nemo na me can say knowing your problem, you need to create a workable solution. And the workable solution should come from some of those avoidable costs that I believe CBA government can tackle. Ghana so far, your debt to GDP, a cost, your decabibre as a country. Again, men can say young report to be All African news publishing last week. The amount of a car a man might be a dear. Mr. T Kenya debt to GDP is about 70.1%. South Africa 68.9%. Senegal 71.9%. Countries like Angola and Zambia, Angola is 103.7% of their GDP. Zambia 101% of their GDP. Ghana is 83.5% of our GDP. The reality is situation Ghana woman Ghana nko. Going forward no. A dear pani bit me out. Who besides him said dear be free. One and so apart from cutting down avoidable costs no. And never be
you can't avoidable cost. Never be insane.
Nana, one thing I may, if I'm to advise a man penny to say I'm here, we'll be looking at young share number one, allowances and other and yes salary as some American because Nipan Juma they deserve to be paid on their salary. But then some of the allowances are a beer number of ministers are away or more claiming. what can government do over there? And you're one, which I believe say yes is a 30%. I'm gonna say rumors in Makai, and I'm sure say people will be able to confirm. Number two,
that 30% say government expenditure. A presidency.
Okay, so if they're able to cut it is good. Number two, free senior high is a wonderful initiative. Especially somebody coming from Oxfam that believes in supporting the disadvantaged in society. The whole idea of free senior high is a wonderful initiative. Yeah, my brother, so me woman for be more. So munya opportunity na nkende almost wa kwanimu. Nanso ahokyerenti no omontimi anko school ni bi. Nemu maduru ba bia we are clear with ourselves that it is not sustainable as it is now. Because you cannot why be sikani niwa yentimi. So dear nebetimi a free what we call the fiscal space. One thing I recommend is say Edru Babia, I think we need to have a national conversation on the free senior high. Nenka say okay, idea ne denka ye. Name it will be a whole betimi atia. Nana me bay. Me hwe VAT ni kasa kesi edi manimu pa ya dey squeeze me dey kitwa ya na ade achi a pie krum na hwe the number of businesses that individuals are running na hwe the number of mansions individuals are occupying in now be catch the obia or you almost like a millionaire or somebody who is financially sound say obanko school free all the way to the point say the obedu krano yebetia it is not sustainable intinedru bia yenye ni means tested in chira yenye akola bia be school yenye na assessment na wa wofu betimi atua no yema wontua bi mowa minim say means testing will take a lot of work enye easy but that is why we have to do it.
How do we do it?
Means testing, okay. Me immediate suggestion.
That mean person watch me mean testing no.
Okay, means testing it says you check your means your ability to pay. Now,
nti ano na ye be fresh student bi an interview na.
Debi young fresh student bi say akra no be school. The easiest one yentimi nya national burden because what akra ha na obi wo mikromu benjema how do you know na wofo o musika. But one easiest way, ewo omo formal sector no will be easy. And now say omo bank account. Now, on say through the tin, will be linking the tin number to your bank account. So you're able to track how much your wealth using the tin number. And we are one source. But me do say the creative way no is to divulge this to the local assemblies. And yet the local community biano, the way a Ghana system running. You are known to the assembly where you live. Until the starting point is for the means testing to be done at the assembly level.
Look, Saudi and one here, you could critique situation be to say first yeah. Na a computer placement na my no premper admission
then you don't trust the local assembly, Nana. So Kasa they are done means you are telling me it's a local assembly on Jomuni. But so the local assembly need di.
But on the human face no e ba bebre e na December.
Okay, then I'll give you the easiest solution.
Tell me.
Another easiest solution na. Yepa. Yenya ni say all day school is free. So uni be also person obanna boarding na. Then you pay that boarding expenses.
That's far better.
To me that would be the easiest starting point.
That's better.
So and na yemwati an yeko day school. Time I day school, near when I'm for be bromco boarding. But results in the buy and there was no difference between day and boarding. Maybe Ghana Education Service bet to me at the research about me who say, Omo that boarding, Omo pass a chain day for, but I don't believe it. So if there's no evidence how can your day on pass here, then to me, government will make the free senior high free for all day students. But all need bill person will buy and that boarding now. Any that expenditure is yours. I think that's our conversation, no. Yantananga say conclusive, but your national forum, me margin say, young free key stakeholders, Ghana Education Service, Ministry for Finance, Ministry from Gender, na young fire sancrophone, ni teachers and any headmasters, no, your national forum. Ni say, Mona Mochiram Kolana de Ministry of Finance, you are the bankroller. What do you think is the best way forward? And I know you're one. Another area, maybe government may share a free resources. And so a year teacher and nursing training allowance. And also a very good area. I'm sure government can do it. Why am I saying this? As it stands in home, Memphis and my course will be minimum in our school. And now a early child, Bachelor of Education, early childhood as a qualification. Now, so we know Cape Coast University, Ubaji student loan. But some me and be as a also College of Education. I will get an allowance. So in a way, the system by default is creating inequality in the system. And to one we am no me me I me call teacher training as we used to call it me nekabia
connected to opposec
isa me nekabia the same course ne koye the same degree and the uses now almost all of them. But because you went to a university, you come back maybe with about thousands of debt ahead of you. And we are one area, and as a government, AG Sadena the mass student loaner. You say student loan, the Nipano or the car, we are by again, it will free the fiscal space. Government will have a free space. As I scanner and KB at the master teacher and nursing trainees. No, you bet me the IBA hospitals, you bet me the Abua basic education. To me, and you see another area. Government bet me. Having look at areas to free the fiscal space, you also need to look at our revenue. Can Ghana ye tax to yanye. Ghana tax to GDP no. As of this year no, it's less than 12.5%. We are one of the lowest within West Africa. Togo is having 18%. Ivory Coast is around 16.5%. Why is Ghana wobbling around 12%? And we are one area. So we need to improve on our tax revenue. Now tax revenue no be improving and also will come through some creative means because we rely so much on indirect taxes. Now the most sustainable way to raise revenue, me believe say akwanya bebre ewo ho no. One challenger may have, and I hope say a current MPC or mutia or betime tu anamo aboa abane ni manimu ya no. The tax exemptions bill like that parliament. Now see how many any tax exemptions bill or law. At least Nanado in the 2019 State of the Nation address recognized the need. He made a statement and said now we need to pass the exemptions bill. Finance Minister followed up with a bill. Bill had the parliament since 2019 but Sabri. It seems there's no interest in it. When in effect, Finance Minister say you lose 5 billion a year through tax exemptions. But when him, I never come and finding it strange, IMF report to be friend Article 4 consultation document. A document every year be no more prepare as a edeboa or buying the two buying for. Oko last year they not prepare now on the IMF website, page 52 of the consultation document, an Article 4 consultation document. It tells us say we give away 4 to 5% of our GDP in the form of tax exemptions. Converting that to our local currency, that is around 22 to 25 billion Ghana cedis a year in the form of exemptions. And I'm sure such documents are more prepared. And yet IMF not know to me sure. I'm sure they work hand in hand with the finance ministry. So who gave them those data for them to be able to make predictions? Say we are giving away almost 25 billion in exemptions. The question: are there any passing exemptions bill? Yeah, but might generate such a substantial revenue, but our interest is on the e-levy, which is going to generate probably less than 1/3 of what tax exemption bill they bring. Another one, your property, for ECC property waha. Now, say how many people are really paying property taxes in Ghana? Across the world, within the Eurozone, it's about 3.8% of their revenue a year, which is billions of dollars in their account. Oba Ghana ha, as a property tax, and fire on that also represents one of the most sustainable way of generating revenue because guaranteed every year beyond nipa ne betua on property. So why are we not having any interest in designing robust measures say be between a taxi amount for? And crucially, your informal sector. Nana, according to Ghana Statistical Service, about 60% of economic activity in Ghana is carried on in the informal sector. Now, Mr. Meka informal sector, menka mamino ton kokonasem, and I mean cashew shine in asem. Me cut the real players of the economy. Ya umunyina operating the informal sector. Madam Fubi sini daibio na obehia plumber, obehia mason, obehia tiler, obehia POP4, obehia electrician. Na hwese nipa na osi dan no obaye no one charge no kura no be 40,000 to 50,000 wa charge si dan no nana cash in hand owie no oko within 2-3 months or the boys are begum ho bit me we adwuma we. So within a year such a person bit me si dan no be 4 or pocket over 100,000 Ghana tax free. Owie an electrician be the same thing. Opa for piece from dan kakraka ima electrician bi on the boys ba be go hu a chekra no bosom me no be one nyem okra nye be 100,000 and I say 80,000 because sankrofo no mutu ade. There's as a stance no we don't have specific way of taxing the informal sector. So kaso person osi dan sisi na frɛ obi so mra wanwea na hwɛ sa anwea ka no de beba no oba bisa ne se tax be na otua. So the sector no informal sector
anwea ka no ko be afa no na assembly ne je
assembly ni tax no I'm not talking about I'm talking about income taxes.
So bisa tax otua de me ho na me make catch it on.
Okay. But now looking at the real income tax from the owner of the truck. Apart from beer vehicle duty rate no be trying for the year no. So you have all this big business and I'm there just few examples. So there are hundreds of them artisanal sector no. You see economically no almost contribute to 60% of our economic activities. But then you don't have a way to tax that 60%. How do you get the tax revenue? So I've been championing this and I hope say ministry will be to me a tea. Normal sometimes you can have national stakeholder engagement near the two animal because you find to see at the Mrebiaba say uni license untimi sidan organa and just open so sidan I just saw your licensed license on yama local assembly na mfama or assembly be a one utimi ko renew with one simple software be use yamfa license na be free we a plumber we a mason we a tiler we be abagini free. At the end of the year, no brand be renew. O be renew chire yen adwuma we ye for the year. Need to adjust 5% per. Now the farmer buy. How difficult is this? And now one so I will no kofa will be so messy dying. So kofa say ni pana make sure so what for will be or no your license. What the license number? We are they should maybe very simple system be able to me feed it into the assembly. My focus in manu license number 1125. This is amount we agree or charge. So by the end of the year, na nipa no kwaye ne return of assembly hono. We already know how much Kwasimano collected. So we see down tenor. Nipa tenor mo contract ye ni nyina no a feed information to the assembly. This is not something that you hear rocket science to do it. So it will take a creative measures. We need to step back and see say if our economy is informal sector dominated, we are not going to get the revenue by applying formal sector taxation approaches. It won't work. So informal sector will be better taxed with an informal sector specific strategies. To me, these are some of the measures Majidis are buying now. Any better na stakeholders we need to get out of this situation. Or might be a new bobosia a developer. It got to the point that we need to grow Ghana from within. We need that organic way of generating revenue. And to me, a drube beer or mine yentnasi. And he are the drivers of the economy. Na yema yenyunko ni enji jisikano ni emfa mo man ho bran. Ye jisikano so awie no. Yes, who to okrafono. Na who to momonesofo. Na sika na ye gigi no, na ma accountability ne pepepe ye bia bam. Auditors General report this year proved say we lost about 3 billion through corruption and other dubious means, if you like to put it. Inti no Ghana ni opeso otua to no na otua na de achi ne ehu de diska ne be ya ebe de na akọ no so okoji bie mu a I encourage na menetia obi di aban sika bi na say nipa ya mo obi 10 years 15 years ya gina japade nyina ton de ama aban a ojiri say next time se panimu bi e wo that position na odibedi agora na Ghanaians want to see that those who embezzle state funds are properly dealt with. To me, that is the best way to encourage voluntary tax compliance and increase revenue.
Dr. Alex Ampabin and what's in Nkano, my main counsel say Chief Baini, a deputy national organizer of the NDC. Wababe Kenza. Agonda.
Yes, sir.
Avijaba.
I think come to you, Nana.
To say,
I don't know about Bonti at Sassi. I feel now with you.
Enyafi.
Oh,
Enyafi. Don't bring yourself. Me calculation to order.
Me banana a minimum that.
Me minimum by my calculation to order that.
I feel couldn't think Gaoko.
There been going.
I know.
Minimum papa.
I shall be full fast. Now, I'm to do. I feel make a baby Isaac do.
Isaac go.
Make a member also him. Then another film do him.
Mr. Isaac go draw. Obi abe who Isaac go draw. And Isaac go draw.
And then another film na me so man boy do.
Associate.
It's in now. Me mauna waiting for you na for sharp. In fact, me buy but me know ye juma. Eh juma na me tell na we more than me contribution ba mo boy bia me deba. Me deba so am bomb abor. Na that to go. The waiting for waiting when you na more na for sharp. Kanka me party for our jibil the will be them programming. When you more na for sharp. I mean, you wish she share the na so my bear madam waiting for you. No, them they want so what they with the bond. And I'm born a Jumadin.
A Jumadasi, a Jumada. I mean, you're about to say.
I know we.
Fiakutu.
We. Bayana or I need to. More quick. I could go for one hour. The Uniaba is a mamma and you will feel more.
Sir, on your way, Yamatiasi. And come out by any dog who did. I'm a adventure.
Oh, and I mean, then get Mamma no sooner or how we become.
Sir, him Koyanko, Edia, or
Bacassa, my wire ready, more fun so.
Oh, they are Edia,
honorable Nina Shishana. Nana, in fact, maybe na retail programming. Maybe do has so maintain come or kodo. Na o topic na that one ohia. Kona emrepi no ewa. Ehia nkasa omano. Another yeda yeti omanu mu. Ana odi kana ya na ehia nkasa so ye boye ho aboro. Na ebo ho aboro so a o kana enkokotoko se o kana.
Do pa de akokotoko ne enya na aboro.
Good. Nana asima mekaniti na nititi aba nyina yende. Ma doku wa cheche na ma hinyina ebe kire ha adwen na ma ho a wotie nyina wo kire ho adwen. And I need a vehicle. Damn vehicle no. Oye political party a sebi ono no kwa pro no sretu. Na ochire mobutu mwaye. The minti won for two man na onfanye hihye. If you baby na ya ba bedu baby ande ayedri. Hashibi a yewa hai. In spite of other challenges or external forces, some of them are not in do control. I hear Omangana and Nangasana, you will leadership crisis. Leadership crisis in a being there. Say Bakaya,
ansa na yɛbɛ compare yɛn ho to other countries and nsɛm atototo ho ɛma nsɛm a wato ho no ɔma ho ndɛma mu ɔyɛ ten no na yɛbisa yɛn ho dɛ ansa na dɛm nsɛm no bɛto ho na obi bɛka yɛn no na yɛn ɔmanga na nankasa na ɔgo na ɔyɛ ten nana yesu fiti time aban bɛɛ from 2017 abɛsi ndɛ but time yesu from that time na kasa korɔ hɔ nye dɛ nyabotɛ na twɛn na hwɛ mu bɛsi dana sɛ yɛanhwɛ yie na yɛanka no kɔɛ na continuously no yɛbɛyɛ dam yɛbɛyɛ yɛn ho dam a na ɔman no bɛbi ɔbɛdu no ɔnkɔboa yɛn nyinaa the new patriotic party a Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo otu frankae nda ɔbɛyɛ ɔman panyin na check how they were voice me ba na ɛbɔ me kwekunu mu voice na ade bobo bi
embassy bi
president no ba samansa no be president no ba sam no kan na eba bo no de hye Ghana fo na eba gidi ina Ghana fo so wonya ewo no mu adamanti senda abete gwadupo na nzema nkoyi ya ode nhihye bi bogu akwam na Ghana fo ehunde indeed obotu mu aye mo kan promises all the mahina and I just want to ask I wanna wait for the from time obey about today what has changed ebade na wa basronko the madden yebotum yegina do yakando okay ono de yegina yidu ne yakanda menti yenya ye ho abota ana okacha he ma yenya ye tase the speech fm point do baby my doctor t ona president Akufo-Addo otna corruption also corruption no lukuye oman iskawo na corruption in the leadership crisis yen to abane enfaman yankopon ya adom monya tum na obeye nhihye fufuru bi so it's a crisis and now about to hon and now about to here the to nchen na if the fact there or mention about corruption if the fact there all my yeta to do sikati ibi wo maima na ebi so ho de aban anyem bi oba corruption ko fuma na okosuru fam aban anyem bi akade sika no wa han na oba no ni sika sam ni hihye no tutu nde onno de 11 ababa so to nyina epu parliament usande ansa na the man de baba na nkasa no nkrofo nyi won nkrofo engage what I said hardship no doso nti se we hen leaders aya to aba ma ho mo abaye hen na mpisa mama won konka jida ma di to first na started the yeka na ebi no fido politics or NDC in the MPP funeral wo ketan radio do was the no appoint fingers dem nyimpe ribo hen abor dem nyimpe wa akosha ha dem nyimpe ya send ni sika dem nyimpe the flight akofa na ba so it tells you clearly there it is not only about the NDC but in one kasa one crofon in one suni binu wonyim there ahoche no ye too much obotu one other means wotu one ye juman ma why ye than this one odi ahoche odi baba in there is on record the oman paying not to know the corruption into one to about man well supervise the corruption more than any government since independence. This is the first time even procurement then I say document or was won't go to Iska. It's the first time in our history. PPA cry wash na being fa can see kwan don't find ye juma although how the bubble man. If you more buy a bottle or the corruption now see them all. It's not about being no fear ban or about it. And then if you more buying the one refund this KB or fan come man. And so clearly, it tells you there. In common when you hear and abana Ghana funya jidi na wotone, impana woto abama and insensiful. Na you identify problems ni na wo kroma. That's a leadership ni nye juma. Ebe identify problems and na solution na kwa problem. And that menu can before ntokwa besi Ukraine my ahwe na ekoka bibia anka no ekeka bibia was a free SHS. President Akufo-Addo the free SHS abenti komedi umpa no munsu na chope na free SHS na wedua obe fifiriska nana ye wo hwa na fi ye fi free SHS ekeka bibia was a COVID me ba na mete ute bibia and it's correct. Mrs. Tamago, she did a fantastic job. And I see Kappa COVID in Tigana Yenyano. Any animal bro from cry out to our William Shishon. IMF and say, well, Baba can a Yano Quar, Indian Quarfu, director, country director, Yano Quarfu. They transparent Yanka, what the cases, the Ukrainian boy, and when you had them all by someone. Kakabia was a COVID. And at time Nina Yisu, they kado 2 ordered the tax, ordered the component, we ordered the fuel. Do when fuel prices were going up day in and day out, driver full soon. Demonstrations are here, driver phone coin, and sana COVID nimpo orba. And after COVID, also Yenya Botel obey Nande Kaka was Ukraine. Okay. The message saying na ye gwan abandon it or either on blame ni predecessor or say COVID. When blame COVID or say Ukraine. Now one kasa bay no. U boshe na at the bay no. And then sisan at the bay na so man bay manu ye. First 18 months also over 10 things around. Nana say in some trophy. Doctor no man wants to be we should do we just why and she share what church my task. I hear politicians in the NDC, Honorable Benaye MPP. Na yet the social contract back. Obey a public document. No be a document him na autonasu. Now what to abandon what the mind. Na say or they hands the leadership no boaman da masisa. Na. My you move away from that completely. And nobody is able to stand up and tell us, hey, my friend, no. We like you, we respect you, whatever, but this is not what you said. Per document, at least, even if we are seeing some improvement in Kakranka, then the people can give you that room. They take your time. Now you're more sick. And I never be at to pansam. Government officials, Nankasan. Na say yet we yenye enemies. Nana. Yankufu papa. Yenyimi ye ho.
Ya ware ye ho.
Ebe ye gudu ye wa. Adwa make. Eti program asina enye obi ti program ano or a finger or the chale. Put pressure here for me. Come on fan. Yamutu. And then me tell you sister station. Unyanum Kwabna Asante. Omahi.
Obi.
No be na when you pay all I my I alcohol we agree your friend Godwin chief defender and you bring me chan you just them na kind of rata no first can call into Western housing or Brenna Mr. Teacher. These are the issues all confronting him, but no quarrel. And I can't quite you're interested in them saving the political party. Wabe more. That's an name there be moody. I didn't miss Morton or honey at the bottom. When you're the man can be a year where be making. And came to Boom who not 10 account. Send the Sumati go hopi and grovudi. I ain't be more than honey at the bottom. Send the Juman here and so you walk it or so or the Genadachi. Tina and GB or Hakro or the GB or so. The truth of the matter in the nana. And then I say, what's what call I peduase what call ye
retreat
in Shimu. That Saturday na was what retreating. On your damn Saturday na a binum suko a president na a vice woko a Kumasi woko a friend a biko Kumasi bisuko St. Augustine's programming. Na crisis you the way and there can want me or a crisis bar or man paying na watching here na or shall see no Jehomobi. And the honorable I would never have been ma wa swante no kwasam de onye de bia na ebotum ya betena ho ne aye na NDC MPP odurumi bi akomode wa wo fa NDC ntwade komode wa wo fa MPP ntwade nyimpa baru nyimpa bar break kroma ye din ona bu na also ko chairman onno nyim ne yakobo mesima wa ye din ma obobo ni ska no onno sha on it's so easy unana and I answer me top petrol one na the way hen ba na akoto 300 400 instead of bottle 51 gallon but if I felt it because of the rounds I mean I'm sure I didn't drop on no honorable President Akufo-Addo monumental failure one now instead of them to admit there you see Ibofoma is not the end of your life Ibofoma onyo nyi we you bobo hu ya etum page across mesima na ijina home ebofom but the truth of the matter in there this government they will not even admit that this is the challenge we said that we could do ABCD in fact in the President Kufuor after lifting the gallon he came into office and he said openly then now some no kind of platform no do ora office one for a different thing and I'm not na uwe fu den kra nkasabio because nyipa no waje atum ba asem na ekoka na efi no waje atum no wedum pempen no or the way forward are you still going to be dwelling in offering on your past another you want to go forward times are hard say no papa na say more can be also cut to cost and it makes a lot of sense if they want to look at it critically. Because this is the first time the Abani Bayer ne appointment bi ho ya obi ho kra deputy CEOs were 5 still I binuma wa brepa no wonye bi maybe 3 4 creative portfolios unnecessary na nkrofo wo ye the major man all in the name no they satisfy nkrofo na institutions are able to mo asor we gina wona do wa ye adwuma ndani nyinara oya adan party wing inti one media phone say one so one ka ho na ebi asema mi ken onte da ma aka no da bi one kan dam no onte ndam nne mo tin inti yen fanfa dam kwan do enye mi kra na me be na me kan asem no bato ho na ban ye da tu nyim na yen kokan de osande abano tete pansama ameme political party amoso me di dem hwetu minti na nkanana Ephraim Krameba na motu hallelujah. So ndo say no ye. Now the fact of the matter in there say ba nde abana baban na zamana titu ejija pansama. Eba men able to meza ye ni ye. Inti na hien NDC fu ye ka. Na no miti opinion bi also 11 no won NDC fu di senka wo pe power. Inti ka wonja he na omanum be ye din a omanum ye din a aden de hu no wa benefit. Yeah, then you jahon more money we did. Ah, man for war head. And here soon your party opposition alternative to her now. But a dominant for one dinner one war. Now them do they criticize one constructively. Yen to me only in full year hands. It is not a yeah, Kesseh. No quite some more war pa in there. Saban obete. Tintin or the bottom chain. Yenyim bibiara hey wonja ho asem yebotum ya it is clear the shiare nyiwa obotum waye wajinsem so wajinsem na yedum pempensu ya yedu ya kakra waka mo ma yense no kra onabo usene omano so say ya oman bi enyi hobio comedy here ni wa president Akufo-Addo na
ojidi se
na kuti nam krom ha onyo obi ana ne sare nkra wato no sa
baby ayaduri ujidi se dan ne beye
oh president no do you need she knew why able to even say what the honorable Benaye kwa e be obey better say president bo too much no hu no be take over because I didn't nyekra no woni chen he's not able to say it yeah that no be MPP for be also no say president mianenya here reshuffle ye can awala nanado nana ya gasi abambi obabia won so nko ye chairman obaka the co-chairman what wotu mo hwema na wa hwepetite krem no we hu dey obitum bobɔ ne lesi bi ahwe a onam de nkofo so ye competent ti na wa ye onye nsem na na woka na say bi onam information enya ba ho so we won calculations na nei adi ne nkoyi say o man be ye a no de insise bi oba emrano mo tin de MPP ato aba ma ho edi honorable Benaya yempio 4 years he will butcher. Na President Akufo-Addo betrand 4 years into. Oba hwe aba kombo kunyina. Nana because if she 6 years awaya. Wala catch him.
Hey, o me no just 6 years.
See, they sit here na. Ana. Nana hwenya mi n'enyim na hwe wankasa we busuafo asofo wom na kan kwan. Papa bi o mi krom o se nothing could be. Hwini wo. In the Mayaka nobody's look, even if people are one kind look a pa can quarantine 1 year ABC, a china antago, MPP or Batago.
Chief Yanesi from Namenko, a offense Benayas.
One tago MPP or Batago in this. Now, Nka Ubia, I criticize Ubia Magana for more 2 months. Actually, the President Akufo-Addo ditch, no ditching him. Hamidi, I don't have any belief in his leadership until me are worried more. Because I'm wondering there, even if Grofo is suggesting Papa Bar, from this time here, how are they going to put those into a certain plan or formulate now? Okay, within this 16 months or 12 months, and this is it, this is the implementation, this is the outcome until you get to be at why. There's been nothing like that. Ekokaswa no President Nankasa or to 2 missiles. Kase true. Inti say bisami there. He got a man. In your chroma voice in Yibi. Nana, we have the man voice in Yibi.
Metiopa.
Yibi, manka de team Yimano.
Metiopa.
I got voice over chroma na platform soon boss. Or voice over chroma. We have the men. What be extraordinary in the economists. Dr. Baumianankasa, why you? He told us that he has arrested the dollar. Today, as we speak, Nana, the dollar has arrested him to the extent the owner on to mbano abakan dollar nachin. And if you are looking at number 1, number 2, number 1 in sema waka na yense sifom. Number 1 is not coming up to say okay, mekade de inti yenja onu ni enko yede. Number 2 also arrest dollar and the dollar na bodam mo no wachi na. We gone if dollar no also digitization. Yen fantunche ne yen kan ha wa abe fintin time free ba yedwuma. Na emi sebi se nana mewo solution krana mate to ha e baade no kire de man na muntu ya wotu wo bafa nti obeya MPP nankasan wonko national executive no wonko shia council of elders wonka ho no wonko pa president Akufo-Addo cho Sunday nyina na ye ho kire together ye ko market the same no obeya sense sana amanfo susu over time and oboko back na waja tum no I started do ye bibi fufura afa until them da nana it is clear then some more catching no botum ayi no ntumi nye to fa dwuma no to no hwe ne party nim nyipo botum ayi 2 years na waka president also yala I mean when you kwa obafada obey na say nyipa no botum ahwe chira mai na 2024 no time so ne ekoto aba wo mbisa de ye de Ghana fu na aba kire ho adwen na political parties are wababan, which of course the NDC ne kahon. Again, social contracts na yet the baban. This time Ghana for ashim now. Na MPP the a mapping president Akufo-Addo akan wechi biru. Usande me social contract was babo bibajatu one trust in us.
Mate.
There is nothing they can do. All we are saying in there. And one ankasa over 4 years. One bomb body na nshishe na wakache na obama mana ye better. Oya they can't run away from it, nana. Or the wash na wo ye moy. Odun bibin say ye kosenji. They have the men, they should put them together and also go and sit. Even if they want to invite Nanaya, Chief Binding doctor. Then they put it out there, no one got home, but as it stands, as a political party, our form of government, they've lost it. And unfortunately, here in Hebre. And for us, when we have the opportunity, we will tell them. So that what you want them know, we tell they know. They know more than you and I.
Mate Chief, Numsio not menko honorable Ben ISO and Sana Baba also Chief Binding.
The same topic, no, can be.
I don't know which is okay. Chief Binding, a deputy national organizer of the NDC. Honorable Ben I don't measure my Kesseh.
Me pass mama now be can.
Honorable Ben I
pass mama me.
Moment Ben I.
You know, as usual, I'm a chair on your tier for near her phone now. On my way, you say, how can you buy any and this?
Some
I'm a catcher. Ubia catcher say how they COVID and now say Ukraine. No, I didn't come on DC. When you come when this year, let's say if I know your assessment in you, and your assessment in you.
You know what I do? Mama,
oh, yes. So, it's a beginning, the way I started here. Dr. Teki, academic, United, or the yes, suggestions be bringing all kinds of things. I thought, say, can I ever try to agree? Yes, obiaji to me say o man no be agina sisia no e more den because say na Chief Binding eken ya no ye ni NDC market and ye ni MPP market full aye to ye ni MPP for filling stations and ye ni NDC for filling stations ye nyina you go through the same it's not me say kebi adwen to na na ye beto ato but be ade Chief Binding de ko fa ye udi na chi a na say business as usual. Politics na. We need general general Nunu Mensah. Brigadier Nunu Mensah. No, then special advisor to the former. No, national security advisor to the former president. The late. Okay, this comment. No. Say if the kitchen is hotter, get out of the country. Satam na Ghana near heaven. Satam near heaven. Chief, we have to tell you the first sentence, Ghana. Baby, you then you e-levy. But now if you say, oh man, you muadro. It ya when na toy and into no cars, if you say, yeah, get out of the country. A dear bad experience, and then you go through, even with that global pandemic, then you go through into a man even make it that statement. Yet your man suggestion be say obi apa unpacking a car on for bicycle. Sata na much cheap petrol free. It na musa suggest train yen say yam pack your cars, yen use bicycles. Yen fan kwaduma no. So new man mo die go through no. Se mo be kai Ghana for yawa na mo share bufu more. It am so man ya how pa ya mo NDC for. Kami hu ye democracy there ka party A enya dia na bia wo ni da so se ka party B betuma ye but the alternative no is scary empty.
How?
And worse. It's not just two things but I'm actually we. They deal but a year submissions or the year nyina. Ubisa say kwan ben ye befa so. Ono a wantumi ankyere bi the best solution how cry me absa hye me kan but me nko ho chief dey am be na say me body ye Kesseh o say president o say the best suggestion wantumi afa bibia ma the only one who can say President Kufuor leader no and no say any 2 years or so aka no and if you so wantumi nya dwum na ye nyini free ho yen free ho na president dey say back constitution is any or yare na bisa no so ntumi nya dwuma na yen free ho ho no ma me ye be hye me no yen free ho ebiasi o ma mu pen o obi hu say ne die ntumi nya dwuma no you be free ho look at who did am say me yam shame no yam shame but asamba ne pese ya repair solutions are yen the point is that now we no
I don't envy you
no I'm telling you facts many abre and two examples by me the my
pamcho mo mi te benaye because mo nyina
kasa
bia mo mi te benaye pamcho
me boa examples am dia manya no enya de esisi ye general nunu brigadier nunu mensa asem esi ye mfa ba ye pack ye cars mfa bicycle esi ye ampampa wo si problem ye leader ye nyini free ho asana ne time aso no esi ye. That is easy for you. Them say alternative near scary. Only solutions be money be. So because under you no, she can say me put the truth be ya me fi say hu hia say dia ho betoto NDC bio because being taller than a dwarf doesn't make you a tall person. It is a ya na ye book ye kan say nkunta na say ye book ye pese ye hwe ye chi kompon hwe ye chi na say ndis ne de betoto ho dia na me fi say ye kura na say you know because mu de nkai enye kura mbande for dia mu kan say omonyo so enye kura ye ka say ye compare statistics ne what have you mu de nkai enye kura even when ni global a pandemic bia enye eso mo betina ha na wo ye dede na mo ye ni say look o say ye promises I can say be ntimi emfofre mo bia mini chief buy ni ya na do ko kate one district one factory ekunfi minna ishia we yi o se kokohwe last grade de obody box bi be si mi ncha o ka chem say oko horo akwachi akrantie do hye box no na nkrantie ne ntwe nya ade na ewe kunfi atwen ene egu hom ya dada manfo ene ne nyono nya so betumi aka the same thing otumi aka the same thing but we me back before I'm person me see because me to me no solution way forward and I'm person ye hwe ni yi ntima entio before me ba ho no na doc so make suggestions 1 or 2 be now onu being a neutral person academician and person me hwe how me man 1 or 2 questions be near hwe say bi ampampa bi papa bi betumi free those places na ba for example said ye nya eken ye say ABI be say ye be cut down cost kakra or the free SHS the any bi bem and o ka say be ya free day school minim baby anote any baby or co school it was also to me call a day school and that should have been the way forward. Day school no binia emu ahen na wo e na Ghana for na aka dodo na nkasa so etete hen a ombetumi access day school easily na omono so a eye far from day schools no ombede no ma access senior high schools without the boarding facility. They say if a family you see ni home one obey den and na what you the boarding fees. So hwe etine tro bia na kana me dwen ni me bia na mfi se etro bia ni wan ya kana tra na ehura sia here we are ye fa ne say doc ne others be a propose say ye man crofon tua omoamo emma fees because they have it, they can afford. I agree. But here we are before free SHS no uputu admission fees, boarding fees ya no tell me say this is any alternative no omo kra dey say omo ye ya man kra ye nuanom kra no secondary school kra that for man need to light bill and what have you uputu that fees ni nyina together a year no na e broke 2000 na broke 2000 now ene na kofu tua o aban bi aba ene waso ase na o tua saade aban no pese o introduce a levy bi e-levy as an example I de beso yinyai ho asene kakra no unim say oko transfer and I say we transfer about 1,000 Ghana cedis e-levy also now is just about 13 Ghana cedis 50 pesos. O transfer 1,000 cedis e-levy also is just about 13 cedis 50 pesos. O transfer about 10,000 Ghana cedis as rather than your friend 100 million now. E-levy also is just about 148 cedis. The minua. We are complaining. Those who can transfer 10,000 no, and yet here for Sabi. Omunya here for. And a bit me transfer 10,000.
Are you saying 1,000 or 10,000?
Oh, 1.5%. 10,000. Calculating everywhere because first 100 is free. Into 9,900 times 1.5%. Unya saying?
No, me no calculation.
Okay. Who calculate about 148 cedis? Who transfer 10,000? You are complaining. Say you're not then Jimmy E-levy. When you're ready, say over to your 148 cedis. And yet you are saying say your mount your fees. Which fees is more than 2,000 Ghana cedis? Nkusi inkoda. Demonstration you did there now. Do you know say any post any party could transfer 50,000 cedis. 500 million cedis gathered now. E-levy also is 748.5. 748.5 no. And this is for people say too much for people to pay. And yet these same people are clamoring say ye man of unti fees. 9 po boarding fee no. And is it more not more than before you phrase adjustment? No more than 700 cedis. It did that yeah say E-levy your money. What is the basis? What is the point?
But any one was a buying to say MPP among so before election 2016 I read to me Beshamonsa. Who's has some more magic touch be on Amoba Bibia Bekoye. Now for the money hopes E-levy.
No. Me only just one of the many sources. Obian country say, look, young country say magicians. Yes, go, okay.
Your explanation made it look like as more magicians. More
no.
Some
yes. Touch we are not running away from that.
Hey, sir.
Oh, yes. Okay. Ghana, tell me, Moses cover Egypt for free. Moses cover Israel for free, Egypt. Although we could do quite they went through difficulties. Satan no. Akwebia no jebia na se ye Egypt anki ame o se chibani bone. Ye Egypt anki ame Moses sa o hwe na yo no
na una ni Bible ba sa Bible na mu ni Ethiopia so
that ye o de na ye Egypt anki ame ye san ko Egypt ye nyese
chibani
ayo no o hwe so no nyina sa bia na aso baby a wo ye David yam ko Egypt anki ame ni ada no hwe na yo no eso Israel for no o man san ko Egypt no nkyere se na nyame ni ho no nkyere se na Moses kandi for no mu ni ho no mo da ho but they had to go through some difficulties. Now we are going through some difficulties and no nkyere se leadership any ho they are there but now coming to the proper solution to your problems I want Seka Ghana for buy into this idea of Ghana beyond aid. As a biasa concept no ye nyabo trend chire mu yi
na mo de na mo mo ti chire mu yi da MPP for de na mo chire mu yi da
se biansa mi chire mu ya o interrupt o grade dey say friendly fire na chibani no mo ma kwa no chire mu yi so se ya anya ne saa ne ya ante saa concept na se yi na ya ante ase say it's not going to be an event but a process it is only when we are able to go through that process now and go through properly. And yes, you know, but a humbeba, a bar, said, yeah, Abama Eka, the US and the rest, yeah, or no, ne debt to GDP ratio, Japan, and number 230% thereabout. Yes, only do bit metriani there. Oh, dear, quit a trani, no. So you won't mean Pia. Obedience 120, obedience 200 near the I don't know, I'm saying of advanced countries. The Indian there, Yanka Wasem. Oh, dear, the Nicolas cross to 83, yes, I'm Mati. See, I'm buying to that concept, and I say, but which concept is so any event, but a process, kakra. Moving away from taxation to production. You buy one district, one factory. This things will not happen overnight. And if you crown Peace FM. Most start here, most studio is I'm saying one, say Peace now, original Peace FM now, I'm saying I'm start here. Minimum can say over normal sometimes and then you 5 or 10 in the year say Jumana. Over the number of years now more about 5 or 10 stations, including TV stations. Number of employees also increase. It is a simple say one district, one factory no. Said as at the last check I'm here, name say move 160 and I up and running. See depend these processes. Nasa factories now so far a year human including a confirmia new chief banning in future. Say empo say you need pattern and after or more. After a number of years, no, a be increase the number of employees about. So, ye deeping that one, ye increase ye industrial base, you know. Then na ye. Na ye reduce ye import of a number of things that can ye bet me aye waha. Nelson no because ye need industries that produce those things, you know. Ye then ye import. Yes, sir, na say a great planting for food and job. Me kind at that time na NDC MP back no no I di ho dance here. Say planting for food and jobs at that moment, you know, or to me, a new Land Cruiser and what have you. Ye depend on no ye, na ye near ye to me a feed home. You cut down this importation of rice, sugar, and all these things. I near able to me a grow a wahasi ya. We cocoa board, and na more ye to do ho. Processing cocoa are not tembia ya swa raw beans in the decono. And the cocoa percentage ye process ye add the value I was so when you know any event a yanyama beko so kakra say yam for ye ni and shed that direction ne nya ho abotre and go through this and grown over a period of time no be adwe kokoye ne say overnight within 2 years within 3 years and your ma wo ye no see hu so like free SHS. Every parent bia wakakura through school numu pen bia nim say mpanifo sa da beto ebobadia etwa efere say ofin o say bibisa no nya da na mpafin besi
mpafin besi
yes sa an education akura so get
beto bo atwa frau
no nya da na good say me dem feel dunka ofin ti no and the ba me trim investment a eko sa free SHS mu no enya na no kine ya na ye bi hu so mfa so ba say empo anya hwekran besides say e be produce the nanayals and the chief bindings and the rest no anya hwekran the more enlightened the people become no even our environment so mutumi who they need to keep it cleaner na sunsun so our health medical bills na ade ni nya emfa so be bria beba so eti wem nya ya nyoma bi ase ma yani ko ho na ye hwe ni edipini yi na ya duan ko yi se ele no kine ya no o se nya ho resource na chief bani no man fa me ye dede amfa me ye the noises e ma ya allow this process no to grow about the next 20-30 years no so nya opportunity so so baba bubu amamu na at least now there's a solid foundation bia ombetumi aiden atwa so dey free ho hwe ene ye ka digitalization ene ni mani ya no mu di agro say Dr. Baumia adwania from whatever akohifa you see it even tells you say what time it is they don't know what time it is otherwise said na minuan doc right? It can be about masons and what have you. Say, okay, license or say to me license. Yes. Say, if the ID, no, if the national ID system no juma, where you can track ubia to a year, how do you do those things? Yenti omemu, is it not a fact? See, a VAT buy na bet me ako hotel bi and I say places bi obabi say open VAT receipt and I say open do dey say betra amount if he wants to oh so obet me aka say open VAT receipt VAT invoice and I say open the other one it's yanhwe ye to say the na doc okay yes ukofa license missing and I say license a year it will come at a cost. He will just tell you, say, oh, person me did my license, I can't one, I just one as in Nicolas every day to so. But yet to me, a national ID system, no, ye nasa the air linking to the tin, and all this na be linked to bank accounts will be just our identity becomes so unique. Say, yes, so now yes, I'm missing, and I call yourself, you can't hide it. Or resources are being through home.
Mate,
but ye to sign a moon,
this form.
You to say na mo ya immediately no enso abanti no wan hwe ya be fi say aban no ban no onye hwe nemum I prefer me DC form no sa aban bi beba say the achieve na efre omo job for the boys simple company bi near fa 2 or 3 deputies no mo ya dwuma na boso so you tua ne ka for dwuma wa ye na e better than where you be kukuru $58 million ye dia ma wo yomi for work for no work done. $58 million. Say Uncle Kudi at the time, na say, oh, you miss
52.
Na say
52.1
million
cedis.
Now we refi. Satan na say, what if we catch him? Na say,
52 million Ghana cedis.
Satan na how many dollars na say?
And 52 million.
Ku for time 1 to 1 Satan na mo be heritage na mo kukuru. Na say catch o the time.
And 52 million.
Na kai make keke e bia manya figure wrong.
52 million cedis.
52.1 million Ghana cedis.
Kufota mu be take over in na say. Na dollar na 1 to almost 1 to 1.
$2.1 million.
Messi cedis men kan dollars.
Enye na sem na ye kan. And I will refuse $2. Yes. The equivalent at the time na make catch on.
At the time, the equivalent was around, it was around 27 point something million dollars.
Yes,
it was around 27 there.
Fine. No mu kukuru de ma ba ku for di no. I don't know what alternative no. Is it not better? See, ebema enipa no adwuma no ye ni etu an ka dance mu kukuru scan dia bars branding and those things. Look, this corruption am all kind and look. After President Kufuor time no sa na mu yes dia corruption I'm challenging you munchire MPP ni ba ko pe MPP ni ba ko pe mo ba power mo tumi chi ni tum for corrupt practices political prisoners egu o man mu nyina ya NDC for political prisoners ewo man mu o ma ko prison for duping this country o mo ba ye mo asam mo appointments ni nyina mo akra mo achia mo akra mo achi ngofo ibi dia gum.
Chief, my boss the correct figures now, Chairman General. I can say 51. It was 51.2 million Ghana cedis, equivalent of $35 million.
Kwame on nine.
Oh, what?
Now, what you are okay to me about now?
Now what?
But this time no, or no, or sure say. Calculator no aboni.
Now what?
Kwame aminim no but this time maybe I no ye mbo calculator.
Man you're rough.
But na me dem anusi for me. Crack. Sir, Auditor General's report I've been a member of the Public Accounts Committee before. The way ye paint picture no as if say oh buhuna this way kagum. Auditor General's report class am for 12 billion. Mun konkoje no. Any true. Do you know, say, Auditor General? Fanny say, Abia, Uye institution be our Jiska, Emma Bine. Now, per the rules, no, Abia can buy 31st of the month, also this kind of to bank. On Fanny said, Yaini pay idea, on your way, 31st, Echo Bank, no, be to me, see other things you to whatever reason, you know, went to me, I'm to bank. I did change on the first, now, no, this kind of to bank. Unim say Auditor General about be capture no as an infraction. as long as the 31st no one first scanner and to bank no so be catch as infraction. In that case, scanner kotum on the 1st. In that case, you say nipa na dis scan ti engon kwajimra. Nipa ni ni scan. That is why I hear public hearing now to go for they come and clarify issues, all kinds of things happen there. It is obi painting picture no as if say scanning nyina no obi agye dia na sisi na we are not being fair.
Mate Ben aye medase Rob Ben aye o se da chi bi MPP for mo to abama no na o meye NPP4 mo titrani e won finfini mantem doc ma 2 minutes na point 2 minutes o dey summary dey o ya dey 2 minutes
Martina medase nam se me ba me conclusions so no me answer honorable Benayem say or raise issue be about be my position on free senior high na on se me be kan me si sudua mum gina e ka se na wo ho no mu a nke bia me na fofo bi mu a o mantimi anko school no mo koe issue ni nyina na kwa gina where is the resources time man na financially Ghana gina na so no me sure say expect bia na so bia also odwene o man no ho egina ba bi ka say yen review na review na America no is different from cancellation.
No.
The review America no is different from cancellation. We go to the point that isi kasem no aya tight free senior high but me dey ne say obi wo ho a obetimi atua me nipa bi me to give you an example.
Doc, we are friendly fire. Said the panel now onkonko tuya just 148 Ghana cedis. So say they don't mean to no.
And they everybody know so.
Onko tuya 148 11 per say hey Debbie o question ko for some demonstration.
Everybody know so. Me nipa bi accountant wo na okoya accounts bi ma obi ewo bia omutu niema wa kra frozen.
Tudu. Okashi.
So okashi. Na osina nipa no ope accounts or the baba etu kwan nti initially nem so your general accounts ne man no you the call GR na different ne dru so de ne bani tu kwan a omu hia so onye proper account no nipa no small shop o tua informal sector tax which is presumptive tax nti bia ne shop no ye hwe ne size and oditua ho to okoya accounts ne nipa na ye wo statement ni for the year no was around 5 million Ghana cedis. I say, hey, I don't get what we move. So when I talk of some of the drivers in the economy, Sani must say, and America. And it's any power yo or 5 million a year. No case or no sabi we did yada. Neba a man bench yashi. Na emum no abai na ye ho chire and enforce into any fees. To me funny will say a bit unfair. And in a way, no, it's rather creating more inequality in the system. Because rich people no they are not paying the same as the poor. They make can say and I hope so buying about I say review now about within the week me bompa as finance minister baba no obeka say drew baby ye nyina yentena se ne yenni nkomo ne emfase free senior high teacher and nursing training allowance mo no e kwan be so ne be fa menka sa ye be ya de akora bia ho ba kire ne da bi Indian government dey computer education buy no. And the company being where we are say big corporation but konye India ni nete honum sabre no mo ye ne ante o masio so free senior high you wonderful ne mum me giri se sikafo kuku dambi wo man mu ha ehu be hia se no mbe kasa na de obetimi atua no watua bi ntena na mpesa me clarify ehon
mate
going forward quickly no baby a betimi and there ayo state owned enterprises no nana over and over by bia breso. Look at the amount of money Triama CEOs in this microphone. Every year, the same people will be on ECG, Ghana Water, they'll be reporting substantial losses. And it will be private business. Think every year, be a ECG Baboka. You go to the point that some of those key areas, you know, they can't keep reporting loss. When was the last time I ECG and Ghana Water and a GMP and I say, any Abayajuma be a report of profit? The question is why? UCG enjoys monopoly and still report losses. Ghana Water, a near monopoly, still report losses. It goes to the point, I was here dear nice for corruption, yen tackle. And Auditors General's report, honorable kind. I was referring to say this year is around 3 billion. Yes, I'll make a very good example with some of the infractions report. But the total figure is about 12 billion. Some of them no backdated more than 4 or 5 years ago. Into infractions, why is this still sitting down? Says can you intimate?
Mami Mr. Chief Baini, na Chief, for 2 minutes, the uncle.
We paid one dribble dog.
I told you there. Honorable Benay and MPP, we see won't pay advice. And sometimes want too more tolerate.
Chief, my name is Asemba. We're talking of advice, and I say, "What's the media can be so say?" You say, "The IE, in I come once me. Some NDC4 Ghana for more opportunity now in our current state. Dear, I'm mobile strong."
Now, first time a question be 7. And can the Ghana for more opportunity at the end of it? Messing there, Morukui, if I didn't have I'm draw attention.
Okay, so my man clear now.
Oh, bound to see a trip. Our mamma can't.
I don't be my
only solution. No, I can't say, my man, you see, only solution, Babu.
Oh, who was a young boy? Yes, it was a young boy. And I'm with the annual. Yes, young boy.
Tolerating.
Oh, tolerance, yeah, why you just said it very tolerant.
No, between our dogs. Not some okay, I maybe.
Debbie, man, you know, see, let me be sassy until Kobe Filia, Mousa because on the or no, your middle age. Until I make some of this is a good on paper. Now, practically, you know, you're better now. At the time, I would chief organizing call for someone called demonstration against e-levy. Just because the person is going to pay 148. At the same time, yes, it's any point could the fees 2,000. You're better than your concern. And
it's not fair.
Chief,
I want to tell you that I mean, most of crowd chapel will preach you, but politically no interest.
Sure.
But we just chapel we just so me bear me refer me do cause I'm catch do oh yeah because academician and award ne ba na yam hwem. But do go to aba.
Yes.
Why you know who particular candidate that? Bisa.
Sense every.
But when you find
so yeah, you had attracted the best
constitutional right.
Thank you.
The best material na you no more pay.
No problem. But link common no din. Them issues not okay because all share o man gan go. Now take. Yeah, example, as a Peace FM.
Honorable Benay and Doc Bachomobiam, I can't 1 minute.
As a Peace FM winning within some years, you are Peace FM want the President Kufuor 4 years Ubugu. Because Peace FM was starting 1 year so now I multiply and Ebubo one thing. Nana do Danko Kufuor do capital or the man ye been a Peace FM or the and to them analogy or you move to man pedetas and there. And some now what kind of GDT them and now be so. Na ye di she woman. No one results na ye hwe. Onye no mensa na na asefo in any case. And this near wa bem. Na Ghana for ye hemfi on our ba. Say comedy emi na unya comedy. And we are talking about it how I ever ye mo be. Ese no mensa. Ono so far to nchen. Hwe. State-owned enterprise, good point. Then I say, me to one of the Lands Commission. As I register, I was one private man, but I'm miss my register as not private man, umbra. We are in a critical situation now. We are looking at it. Listen, you're beckoning in a considering if you are a form of government and you're ready to be taken now, I implementer. On your day, you're being here. Onye interest in there enkade bia ye baba ye per match ntinkari ade na henso ye dibi aba na ye kire de o ma yenso ye botum ayenyi tire ma den na ndisi wa be mori ye djuma President Akufo-Addo Goido then candidate obakaka na sem obaka nyina free SHS massa when President Mahama said we will review what's also oba cancel in the work of education what's a flagship project now one review
almost say oba review
flagship project now will be reviewed. Does it mean cancellation?
Yeah, Mr. Benay. Ben, does it mean cancellation?
Yeah. What can it then? Almost no so. And the NDC Nikas will be reviewed. It means over be trim. That is why I can review of a or call IMF Nikas will be review social interventions. No, Oba will be teacher training allowance. Oba will be nursing training allowance. So to the NDC in the Nikas will review. Oba no Oba be trim. So, but you see, as I'm not make a doc, yes, be a mantori. Oh, near for a young which and young which said my screen. Now, my cite examples of where I am of catching some review, no mobile, no mobile chair, into more understanding. Oh, chief, money. So, it's the issue and I mentioned say if the average Ghanaian, yes, we can't get the average ones, those who have, yes, see, Ontria e-levy kakra or go transfer any 10,000 now. Ontria e-levy, which is just about 148 Ghana cedis. Or see Ontria. It is all cases any but now Oko school 2,000. The Oka say Ontria. I don't know about me tria. 2,000.
Address of Woko. Now that's Rana.
And I am down where. And now I don't know the immigrant.
Sivam.
But where I buy him.
No.
Flash program.
Another 2 minutes.
What for the time?
And no more governments. Different times.
One for the time in you now.
Free SHS. Yet your memo, you did drone services grabbed by supply medical and you know NDC women organizer can say oh chief now so or one car my drone service and for drone mail that you know
Mongoda. Abusia ha ene na nwumre so yede mu AC e frame na ya Kesseh me jamu nyina na ma da Isaac Odro ase Patricia Sefa Fisher Prince Banfo Asam Elizabeth Agin na Samuel Apia omo na hihye na me di ho chia me Chief Baini Honorable Ben Aye na Dr. Alex Ampabin na moti omonka me de radio asundwe ejamu nyina makramo no mu nyipe nyina